Good evening, babies. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about how you are potentially messing up your own orgasms. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Are you not having as many orgasms as you could be having, or that you would like to have? Statistically, when you look at a heterosexual vulva owner, we are having the least amount of orgasms. This is exactly why we need to be having this conversation. So let's sit down and let's talk about some of those bad habits that we might have relied on in the past or currently that actually might be hindering us from receiving pleasure or even that orgasm. So if you're wanting to consciously undo some of those bad patterns we've developed over time and rewire your sex life, then let's sit down and talk about the 4 most common sex habits that might actually be hindering you from hitting your orgasm. So the first one I want to talk about is going to be shame. And I'm not just talking about feeling ashamed about coming, but maybe you're actually scared of the way that you look, smell, or taste. This is a very common in vulva owners. However, it could also be that lack of control that you have when you are having an orgasm. Meaning you could be self-conscious of those faces that you make when you're orgasming that you can't control. Maybe it's even a sound or a noise that you make or a moan that you make when you're climaxing. Things that you don't want anyone else to hear. But I don't want you to get stuck on that stuff. We can change that shame and fear into confidence. But you're going to need to do this on your own. And it's a practice, so you have to be patient with yourself. This practice is going to be revolving around your self-pleasure. Getting more comfortable in your own body. Whether it be that smell, the way you taste, the way you look, grab a mirror. Take a good, hard look at your vulva. Get comfortable with it. Then give yourself that freedom of expression, those faces you make, those sounds that you're scared of making. Express all of that. Let that sexual energy run right through you. Maybe it's even words, some dirty talk that you're scared you might say. But trust me when I say, the more that you do this, the more that you become comfortable with yourself and your sex, allowing you to express that over to your partner. And trust me when I say, any partner that is worth having is dying to see those O faces you make and hear your sounds. So let's see your O face. Express yourself. It's super sexy to be in your own pleasure. The second one I want to talk about is not being honest with them on what turns you on or what gets you going. Maybe it's that position that just hits a little different. Maybe it's a little bit of that dual stimulation, stimulating your clitoris at the same time as you're getting penetrated. Or for myself, I know I really love dirty talk. That takes me really close to the finish line. Couple that with a little bit of aggression, we have a powerful potion. But I didn't just find that out one day. I had to explore and understand and get to know my own body. And I paid attention to those cues that some of my partners had given me. Those little things that they would say where that would send electricity through my body, or places that they would touch me. But it's all about getting to know and understand your body. Remember, that other person isn't a mind reader. However, it would be nice, and then we would have to avoid these conversations. But these conversations are what make us stronger, independently and collectively. They want to know what turns you on, what drives you wild. Dude, trust me when I say whatever you're thinking is a crazy fantasy, there are a million other people with even more kinkier fantasies. So let go of that fear of judgment. Speak up. There really isn't any other way around it. Now I want to take a second to talk about a company called Wisp, and they have given me their Oh My God cream. Now, when I was approached about this female Viagra cream, I was very hesitant, considering I've struggled with orgasm blocks and low libido throughout my use of SSRIs. I knew I had tried almost everything to change those things. Some of the really crappy side effects to antidepressant and anxiety medications. However, nothing seemed to fully work. Then these past few months happened, where I once again was in a place where these side effects were catching up to me and were starting to impact my love life. The things that I was doing revolving around like my mindset, my meditation, how I talked to myself were going good. However, that arousal part just wasn't there. Then I remembered Wisp reaching out to me. I went online and I filled out the prescription that I wanted, which was the Oh My God cream. I was connected with a doctor that same day. They filled my prescription and it was sent on the way, literally within 24 hours. When the cream came, obviously I was super excited, so your girl had to try it immediately. I applied only a pea-size amount, just like the bottle had said, and then waited 30 minutes, wondering if I was actually gonna be able to orgasm again, or if this was gonna be a long stint again like it had been a year prior. But I was blown away by the results. My vulva started to blossom, getting gorged, filled with blood. I was getting aroused by the way my jeans were rubbing on me. I checked the time, it was close to 25 minutes, so I figured, hey, let's give this a shot. The arousal was there. The lubrication that I had been missing was also there. Then it was time to try the real test. Can I actually come? And then it happened. I was able to come once again. The Oh My God cream actually worked. So I continued to try it out for the next few months on my own self-pleasure journey and with my partner. We both came back with the same conclusion, that I needed to bring it to you guys. Because some of you might not know this, but I actually test all of the products that I promote and represent, only bringing you the stuff that I truly believe in. So in case you are struggling with pain on the outset of sex, lacking pleasure during sex or masturbation, or potentially struggling with a low arousal that's interrupting your love life with either yourself or with your partner, the Oh My God topical Viagra cream will bring blood flow back to your clitoris and your vagina, increasing that sensitivity and overall arousal, making it easier for you to tip over the edge, the one that I was struggling with so hard. The awesome thing about this is that there also is a natural component of peppermint, and peppermint is a natural stimulant. And because I know lots of us out there struggle with arousal, low libido, vaginal dryness, pain with sex, I had to team up with Whisk. So you know your girl did you good, and we got you 15% off your purchase using the code Miranda15. All you have to do is click that link down below and you will receive 15% off. Get in touch with a Whisk doctor today, making it fast, easy, and accessible. Same day pickup or free shipping. And don't worry, everything comes in a discreet package. So try the Oh My God cream and please message me on my Instagram. I want to know your feedback and how it has affected and helped you. Now let's come back to those last two tips that might be hindering you from your orgasm. So the third one I want to talk about, I have talked about many of times before, and it's faking it. There is no faking it until you make it here. We usually are doing this from a people-pleasing way, which is a woman's natural instinct. We want them to feel good, thinking that they're making us feel good. But what about us? What about our pleasure? All we're doing is cushioning their ego, protecting them. But what are we protecting them from? Because it really seems like we've put a brick wall up on either side of our pleasure, blocking us from receiving it. So yeah, it might be convenient to fake it, but if you keep this up, how are you ever gonna be able to discover the pleasure of your partnered up orgasm? But I can give you a simple step to start today. Instead of your best performance, try being silent when you don't enjoy it. And if and when they ask, this is your opportunity to be honest with them. And I don't mean be harsh, I mean soft. Because there is a softness that you will have to carry. The best way that I learned to go about it was just telling them what I did enjoy, not what I don't enjoy about what they're doing, unless they're continuously trying to do the same thing that I really don't like, but being honest about what you do like, what does turn you on, what does feel good. Because when you're honest with them and saying, that felt good, but I didn't come, the next time there will be more incentive for them to get you off. And if they don't notice your body cues, your language, your signals that you're giving to them that you're not enjoying your pleasure, then we need to have a larger conversation around the bedroom in general. Now, the last one I want to talk about is penis and vagina sex. P in the V. It isn't always it. I had to really get to know my body. I don't think I was actually able to achieve that style of orgasm until I was 25. Now, just because P in the V might be the easiest to do doesn't mean it's the easiest to come. In fact, about only 1/4 of us vulva owners can actually come through intercourse solely by itself. So we find other ways to integrate pleasure and orgasm. That's why there is setting the mood, the foreplay, oral stimulation, fingers, toys, double stimulation, that dirty talk. There are plenty of different ways to be stimulated without penetration, but I just can't tell you that. You have to try it. Trial and error it until you find out. Maybe you like a combination of both, or maybe you just like external stimulation over internal. Now, I want you guys to understand that asking for what you want or what you need doesn't make you needy, selfish, or hard to please. In fact, it does exact opposite. You know what you want, what you desire, what turns you on, and that's hot because it's empowering and it's confidence. You want to take charge of your sexual pleasure. Every time you ask for something or vocalize it, it gets easier. I promise you. Like I said this whole video, I too have walked this path, but you are worthy of the orgasm. You deserve it. So go on, get those orgasms that you've been missing out on. And I will see you babies on Monday for another episode. Cheers.